Hey, what's up, people? I hope you had a great day today, and I hope you have a great evening later. And I am back here. Yes, you guessed it, the movie reviews. And boy, did I watch a good movie today. It was a horror anthology. I was scrolling through the horror movie section on F movies, and I just couldn't choose what horror movie to watch. I don't mind watching a horror movie, but I always want to keep it like 80 or 90 minutes. I don't want it to drag for too long. I don't know why, but I'm always being put off The Conjuring. I think it's because The Conjuring is kind of long, so I'm kind of holding off on it for now. I think there's been four Conjuring, so I will get to them. If I can watch Insidious and Annabelle and Paranormal Activity, I'm pretty sure I can watch The Conjuring. So this movie I was watching is probably one of the best, if not the best, horror anthologies I've seen, and the rating will well. I'm gonna rate this one. There's a reason for the rating I'm gonna give this movie. This movie is called The Red Nightmare. When I seen the thumbnail, like the picture of it, when I seen the name, I was like, I'm gonna have to investigate this and see what it's like. I read about it, and it's a series of anthologies, and I was like, I love my horror anthologies. This is my favorite type of horror movie, type of genre. And obviously, there's bad horror anthologies. There's bad horror anthologies like Territory is a bad horror anthology. Death by VHS is a bad anthology. I'm pretty sure there's another bad anthology, which was The Black Book. That was another bad anthology. But then you got the great anthology movies like VHS, 1, 2, Viral, and VHS 94. There's a VHS 99 coming out, and The Fear Footage, which is an anthology. I forget that's an anthology, The Fear Footage. The Dark Tapes as well, which is a great horror anthology movie that should be watched. But this one here, this is kind of a unique. This is kind of unique, and when I say unique, it's like it's you would think there's a bit more story to it, but it's not. And it's like basically a series of very short, you know, sets of like horrors. You could say I would say stories, not exactly a story, but they could have been a bit more of a story trip. But it's a great movie. You had Momo in it, which is like the demon that smiles at this constantly felt with big eyes. I don't know if you lot must have heard that already. A lot of people know about Momo, especially paranormal um, experts and people that are into paranormal like myself know about Momo. It's similar to Zozo, but I think it's a female version if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'll probably just chat rubbish here. But this movie is great. It's got good tension. You think of horror movie, you think of horror shorts on YouTube, and you compare it to this. This one's better than watching a horror short, and it's kind of it kind of gave me goosebumps a little bit. It's kind of like it was really tense and nervy, and it's like people may not find it as exciting, but they definitely made up of it because it was that short. These anthologies, sad stories, it kind of made room for the scares. It's like very tense and very eerie. It's like what the hell is going on here? And it's probably one of the best horror anthologies I've ever watched. I say one of the best because it might be a better horror anthology movie out there. But this one is something unique about this. Because they're that short, they obviously had to add more scares to make up for it because it would have been a pointless set of anthologies. It would have been quite pointless to make these mini horrors if there was no scares and no weirdness, no eeriness to it. There was one really silly one which really ruined it for the movie, and that was called the Ball Lord. And you're gonna have to watch them because it's quite silly, and the rest of the stories were good. I'm not gonna lie about that. If only they would have made it slightly longer, I would have given it a higher rating than it originally was. They should have added jump scares, but to be honest, there was parts of it that was intended for jump scares, but not to get you. It was very very weird. These whole sets of horrors, like it's really eerie and it makes you like kind of like nervy. I guess it's hard to describe it. It wasn't edge of your seat type stuff. It's kind of what's going on here? Where's the creatures come from? It's kind of like It's very weird too. I don't know, especially the Santa one. That really gave me a bit of goosebumps. I don't know why. And it's really that short to the point where you watch it, it only goes on for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes each scene. It's really clever how they did this, but I kind of preferred it longer. I wanted each horror story or anthology to be longer, so I can get a bit more of a backstory in the characters. And it was, and then it would be made a bit more enjoyable. But I suppose that movie being an hour and a half in total, they probably needed time to fit all the anthologies in. Or such stories, if you want to call. I'm just gonna call them anthologies anyway, because I would say probably okay. I'm gonna say stories. So I don't confuse you lot, because it is a horror anthology movie, I guess. But these episodes of these horror shorts, if they were a bit more longer, like maybe they're 5 or 10 minutes longer, so I can get a bit more of a story on how these demons came into it, how these weird creatures came into it. It would have been a bit more easier to understand because Momo just came into it. It kind of escalated in that first one. Momo just came straight into it like that. I want to know how Momo was summoned into it. That would have been a bit more interesting to know because demons don't just come into it just like that. Unless you summon it, unless you do something, unless you take something home with you, that's when the spirit of demon can be summoned. Then again, maybe the house is just haunted. You need a bit more backstory. The acting was good. Acting like the acting was like really realistic in this. I really like it. It's a different kind of horror anthology compared to what I usually watch. VHS had more story to it, and that was a good anthology. The fear footage was kind of like had a great story to it as well. It's like the main characters are watching some tapes or something, and they just start seeing different horrors. It's really clever. I really love those type of anthologies. This one here is really unique, and I suppose it's the own version of doing it. It's kind of hard to me to explain how it's done, but this rating was difficult. I was originally going to give it a 7, but then I'm thinking it's too good. It's better than just 7. I'm giving 8 out of 10. Now, the reason being is because I wanted more of the story in these anthologies. If they would have had more of the story, it would have been an 8 or 9 out of 10. And you know what? I suppose this is the style of it because I can't complain. It's a really good movie. I really love the movie. If I'm going to be honest here, it's probably the best anthology horror movie I've seen since the Fear footage. But the thing is with the Fear footage, I think that the Fear footage is highly rated. If I gave that a 7 out of 10, I do apologize because it's definitely higher than that. The Fear footage I think is better than this movie. I think that's probably the best horror anthology I've seen. But this is probably one of the best I've seen. And it's the most unique I've seen so far because the horror anthologies are short. It's slightly more short. It's kind of weird. It's hard to explain it. And it was difficult. I was gonna give it a 7, but then I was like, it's more than that. Like if people say this whole movie ain't good, then they don't know what horror anthologies is like compared to me. I've seen a ton of horror movies in my day. I wouldn't say my day, in the last year or so, ever since going on these sites. I gotta tell you, I've seen a lot of terrible ones too, but this one is one of the most unique ones I've seen. I just don't know what it is. I've never seen an anthology where these are mini short horrors into one. It's usually like 4 or 5, like whatever, like mini horrors or mini shorts as you want to call it, mini short horrors into one movie like this. They usually just do it longer to get a bit more of a story. This one here is just gets straight down to it. I think that's what I love about it. It's short and sweet, and it gets straight down to it. That's what I love about it. So I can't complain too much. I can't give it too much hate. Because the only disappointing thing is that they could have added more to a story. I would love to see more behind it. Definitely they should make a Red Nightmare 2. I definitely love to see what that would entail. They should put Slenderman, they should put Bloody Mary in it. They should put all these urban legends. Because I'm pretty sure there was a lot of urban legends in this. I don't know if Chrissy was one of them. That was creepy. I think the Smiling Lady is one of them too. There's a whole load of short horrors in this one. So watch this movie. I'll recommend. You won't be disappointed. The Boar Lord, you won't enjoy that. That's just a very weird movie. It's still weird. The acting was kind of good in that one. I can't lie. That at least they made up for it somewhere. But it's just a bit weird in that one. I think there's some urban legend I don't know about. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment below, share with everybody you know, subscribe and hit the bell notification below, and I'll see you in my next video.